Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the Cyan Mongols, we have the Keep Master. Spawn on the top right side as Red Malians with Wam01. Let's see now, Mongols versus Malians. In Feudal Age, the Mongols do of course have access to a couple unique units. The Keshik and the Magadai. The Magadai is worthless in most situations. Those all probably going to come to Keshiks. We are going to see a Spearman Rush. A lot of people like to go for Spearman Rush. While the Malian player is eyeing for the mining pit there. And this is actually one of the few times where Mongols' raiding capability can actually be useful. There's a lot of these houses here. They do have 50% less health than a regular house. So it makes it more easy to torch down. If the Khan could push forward to spot the gold deposit here, that could be very useful. The Malians, of course, have access to a lot of various unique units, in which Donzan is a hardier spear with a good javelin throw, very effective versus the Keshiks, while the javelin throws would be useful versus any sort of archer composition there. Does throw that the Raven there, and he may not be aware of the gold deposit over here just yet. And do have a villager being pushed out over here. He may be eyeing to put an outpost next to one of these mining gold mines. He'll start torching down this mining pit there. He may want to eye for this housing first. The housing is more likely to be torched down to get that bit of raid going on. To get that 25 wood and gold. Oh. Nope, that was onto the outpost, not onto the villager itself. He's trying to build an outpost here, which help him deny this. And it's not going to be denying a whole lot. Let's see, what do we have over here? Sheep being claimed. He does find a good number of early sheep. Very good. Does find a couple more sheep there. Trying to torch down. Does receive some town center fire there. Got to be careful of that. He really should have been eyeing to torch down this house here. He was almost had enough damage to torch down a house, which probably would have been much better. Is now starting to fall back. He has 4 spear, and now he's eyeing for the silver tree. The trade post is right here. If you look at the mini map, if you depose in the left corner there, they may actually go forward like this in front of those trees. So the trade may not be the best route there. To fix that, trying to chop down these trees would be a good idea to help reduce the travel time and exposure to hostile environments. And I'm not talking about these exotic doggos. We do now have these the scout push away down south. We do see an archer range here. We do not see any stables yet to get warrior scouts. He's eyeing for a large number of javelin throwers. Keshiks will be a good item against them, as well as horsemen. Horsemen do bonus damage. These are ranged units, so horsemen will do bonus damage versus them. Silver tree still being built. Now throwing 6 villages onto there. Does have a stable. Does have 200 stone, so he has enough resources for a ×2 Keshik. Do now have, looks like veteran Donzo not being put on the field. Very good, as was the hardened Donzo. That helped him engage Keshiks. He's fighting against Mongols. The chance of fighting basically against horsemen are severely likely. Does go and stab that exotic doggo there. He does not get his hardened spearman research just yet. ×2 Keshik deployed on the field. And his dog is getting some bites there onto the scout. He's not going to collect any gold at this mining pit. He's just relying on the passive income for the time being, which is will provide him a decent amount of gold collection. 96 gold per minute. He's getting out this mining pit there. It does have some miners here as well, which will also give him some good passive gold generation and some active gold generation. More than plenty what he needs for. Got some cows being put on the field. Does balk them. Bit of cow tipping there. Veteran Spearman Research, very nice. Is a cheap upgrade. You may not have the veteran or the horseman upgrade to upgrade early horseman to regular horseman. But now these catches push me forward. They could try torching down some of these houses there. Donzo does get some hits there. Got a handful of archers as well. He's going for a small mixed force here. He's not sure what Mongol player's going for just yet. But Mongols right now going for archer, spearman, keshik, and more archers, and that's going to be a ×2 archer as well. Oh, and there's a big mist rally there with the trader, and the warrior scout will spot it. Oh no, that's not a mist rally. He is eyeing this trade path here. I suppose that's equally as safe as this one here. It's just that not one I was expecting. That could actually, he could put the base, remove the silver tree over here itself, get a bit more collection range. This collection range is not all too great, but it should be equivalent to one villager's amount, I believe. A small mixed force advancing on forward as well. You may want to station, let's see, his opponent's going for sofas. Probably a good idea to station a couple spearmen along that trade line. It's something I like to do. I usually like to get a handful of spearmen along the start and the end piece of the trade if they're nowhere near my base. And that way, they get a bit of protection there. And so when it's inevitable that your opponent sends a couple horsemen there, they will sometimes just run into a couple spearmen and quickly go down, get warded away, get severely wounded. And if they try to go up the trade line, you simply just attack, move to the other section of the trade line, take the spearmen from the other side of the trade line, attack, move it to the original part, and pincer them. The spearmen will move at a decent enough rate to pursue those forces there, preventing them from engaging the individual trade unit. And if they do start engaging them, they will eventually be hit by the other side as well, and they will quickly be either killed or forced away. More traders now being put on the field, very good. I would still say it's a good idea to reposition over here. That little extra bit does make a difference. It's probably about 5 gold. So I'm going to pull back this force here, perhaps trying to secure his trade. Got a barracks stable, another stable, going for more sofa. Does not have the warrior scout research just yet. Nearby infantry, imported armor. Zalak Dago seen a bit of fire there. Veteran Sofa does advance forward. He's starting to pull out some outposts here. This will give him the Yam network, which will improve the movement speed of these traders. But the Sofa and the warrior and the regular scout does get some damage there. So this outpost will be useful for spotting this stuff. He does more to push these forces away, but the villager gets annihilated by a bunch of throwing spears from the Donzo, as well as some javelins. So now this outpost incomplete will be start slowly going down. It's not really close enough to these traders there in order to get the Yam network either way. He needs to get one bit more closer. I would say right around here would be plenty. Maybe around here would be good as well. And now I got the sofas annihilated. The sofa's down to 1 health there. And the warrior, and that's just a regular scout, not a warrior scout there. You can leave that alone. Zaldago does get some bites there on the Keshiks. Keshiks, of course, can swipe it to get a bit of extra health. We got now some Pierce armor being researched by the Mongols. Very nice. Got these forces moving around, trying to find... Oh! And the wolf kills that sofa with 1 health. First time I've ever seen a sofa goes down to one of those. Got a good amount of trade there. We got a bit of engagement over here as well. But some of these traders will be hit for the Mongol player. He has not rallied up any more spear in this region. He's trying to get another Ovo there. Getting some good damage over here with his archers. Taking out these Donzos quite easily. Finds a good volley on that one as well. These Sofas taking out a good number of traders. Looks like 4 of them have gone down, soon to be 5. I suppose technically 3. We do know 1 was a villager kill. Full outpost and a mill being put on field. Takes out a villager there, very nice. Now Sign's starting to respond to it. He is not providing enough protection there. You can't build walls, so you have to build out units. You got the housing for it, that's for sure. You have to go for more of active defense rather than passive defense when it comes to those traders. And now these traders are trying to go over here. He pulls out a market way over here. Oh boy, that is going to be... Ugh, I do not agree with that. Look at that trade route. They're not... This bit of trees is really interrupting them, forcing them to go around. That's much more dangerous trade route. Ugh, that is too... That is just too greedy. That will give them immense income for sure. Probably equivalent to 2 villagers per trader, but that is just way too greedy. That is way too far away. Sofas trying to engage. Do have 2/2 armor. Keshiks do have 3/3 armor. Sofas do have a higher inherent attack, while the Keshiks do have a little bit more armor. 145 health versus 155 health, so Keshiks have slightly less health as well. But of course, they do have health per swipe. The Sofas do attack at 1.62, while Keshiks do attack at speed at 1.38, so they do have pretty good attack speed there. So the extra health they get per swipe is going to be very important, but they're severely outnumbered right here. Trying to go for a outpost here. This villager may go down as well. You need spearmen just in this region at all times. We got a total outpost going up. I wonder if that's even close. That could tax the... Can you tax your opponent's traders? Archers annihilating these Donzo. They're just getting disintegrated right here. Keshiks getting overrun by these Sofas. Does use a speed over there. Does only have 2 Keshiks here, but does have 2 spearmen, which is very important. Another spearman and archer face on 4, but they can get easily overwhelmed. These archers trying to start a step away, get some good damage there on these Sofas. Science Force here will hold. He could potentially take out that force of those Sofas, but it will basically be a Pyrrhic victory. Sign has a larger force in the field and has a spear quality as well by far. Some forest puffers being claimed there. Does have an outpost nearby as well. He's getting out more outposts now. Very good. Up here, more outposts, which will provide him some good spotting. Sofas going around the flanks once again. He really should establish some spearmen over there. Stepford out being put on the field. That is another gold landmark. Mongols have 2 gold landmarks, which I think is a little bit stupid that it's a little bit overlapping, but it is at least a good backup in case you lose all your trade. The Mongol right now does have a superior number of workers on the field, probably thanks to the trade. Let's see how much traders he has. He has 18. You have a good number of cows here. No additional towns led by red. He does have, of course, a great amount of extra food collection. We'll go for a Grand Corral here. We do know how these traders getting hit once again. And now we've got the Grand Corral going on up. Kesha's charging forward. Does get a... Kesha's do, of course, have the charge attack, which is 23 damage. I suppose these Sofas just 16 damage. Got an arrow slit here. That's not really that useful. You'd have to see 100 gold cheese. In comparison, if you do it from side to side, that's generally like 77. No, it's like 66, 6, and 6. So he's going to maintain, get a lot of gold from those traders, that's for sure, as well as a bit of extra other resources. So I'm going to torch down some of this other infrastructure. Takes out Spearman there. Archers push away forward. Takes out another Donzo. Now getting imported armor, veteran Sofa, as well as the veteran Donzo research. These archers will hit pretty hard right now. They do have their pierce damage. Not much of other research right now for the Mongol player. Keshik's starting to go down. There's a lot of Sofa here, so maybe we'll get out some Spearmen. Just a handful of Spearmen never hurts. Especially to protect the flank, because he may just push those Sofas, try to hit his entire trade line. Trying to push on forward, trying to torch down this area. Does not have siege engineers, nor improved siege engineers at the moment. Now it's going for the Yam network, not the improved Yam network. We have some crossbows now being deployed in the field. There are counter unit to the Sofas, which are heavy cav. Got a good number of Sofas here. Sofas do have inherent bonus damage versus infantry. Good try from outpost here. I thought it was going to stop the outpost by killing off the villager, but that's one way to stop an outpost from going up. Got another outpost here. Upgrade of arrow slits. That's really worthless. It's getting some... It's just going to draw his opponent's attention. Archers now getting some good damage there on these Sofas. Do currently have 7 pierce armor. They are able to stand quite a bit of archer fire. Do 9 damage each, so this archers will do 2 damage per arrow. You have, of course, the veteran Keshik research as well. No hack armor for them. They could really stand to get hack armor. Got a spring golden placement in this one, but these Sofas will be able to torch down no problem. Right now, the torch damage for the Sofas are the same as the Keshiks. Spearmen able to hit these Sofas are able to get some good damage to these archers. They do bonus damage for infantry, so they should do bonus damage for these archers. Keshik's now charging forward. We'll get a good hit there. Doing a good job of focusing down these Donzo with his archers. Keshik's now mixed in the middle of all these archers there. Able to get some good damage there. Got a handful of crossbows advanced forward as well as spearmen. These spearmen will be very useful against these Keshiks. Not Keshiks, Sofas. Archers and javelin throwers advancing forward as well. Very nice. Do not have a keep being deployed on the field. Springald does get a good hit there. Let's get a good spear brace there. These spearmen should be able to deal with the sofas, but not versus all of these sofas. Does have another spearman, couple spearmen and crossbows facing forward. Does get a spear brace there. Does get some good damage there. Some of these sofas actually quite wounded. More spearmen just being drawn on in. Keshiks, and got a nice force pushing forward. He's trying to mix in a lot of spearmen in this force, which is going to be very useful. While they are inferior to Donzo 1v1, there's a lot more force here. The Donzo's edge is very small in that regard. As long as the Mongol player mixes in a good amount of archers there, he's able to engage the Donzo 1v1. Does get a good charge attack there as well. We do now have the whistling arrows not being researched. The improved whistling arrows, which will greatly improve the Khan's signal arrows from 5-second duration to a staggering 12-second duration. And I put a lot of emphasis on that upgrade because it is very good. We've also got improved siege engineers being plotted field that allows them not only to plot out battery rams and siege towers, but also springolds, Maganos, and traction trebuchets. Some of these housing out there. Sofas advancing on forward as well. Right back on off. Archers engaging, spearmen engaging as well. Got now the arrow research, improving the rate of fire of these archers. Only by 5 seconds, however, because it does not improve whistling arrow just yet. He had to use it before the research was complete. Trying to back off there, losing quite a bit of force. Sign does have a force of 80 versus opponent's force of 60. How many? Looks like he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All of his cows loaded up into these cattle farms there. We probably have season farms somewhere else. Nope, he's cleaning up these forest puppers for now. There's another deer deposit here as well, and these deer is actually quite bunched up there. And there's actually the mill. So these deer is actually very stacked up there because they're trying to go back to the natural point there, which on the other side of the keep. Got some Maganos being put on the field. Very nice. That should be very effective against opponent's current composition. These sofas will find these traders unescorted or unprotected. So these sofas could take out a good number of these traders. This is exactly what the Mali needs to get more of a firm foothold in this game. The Mongol player has a significant force in the field and it has more civilians, but it's still pretty even at the moment. So he is on the defense up there, and now there's 2 Maganos put on the field. As the force is trying to advance forward, got the speed arrow there, and that is the improved one, so that's 12 seconds of very fast-moving infantry units. Able to pursue the sofa for a significant amount of time. But of course, we got a good number of archers here, including Donzo. He does have poison arrow research as well. Magano will find some volleys there. The primary town center could be under fire. No battery rams here. The Maganos do bonus hit versus buildings. Science force here. Maganos do get overrun by these sofas. And the spearman not in place there. I think Science going to lose his force there. He's completely surrounded there. Magano finds one more fine shot there. But Cyan, his forces looks going to be cleaned on up. Trying to back off now. There's a nice little choke point here. The Khan's arrow, of course, has been worn off. And the Khan needs to take time to regroup his forces. He does have a significant force here where those sofas were, so his reinforcements are nowhere near in this region. And it's going to slowly whittle down. Which will stall off for some time. He's going for some of these mana arms. Mana arms at this current time are going to be a good item. They can withstand the archer fire. Poison arrows will still be an issue, but they can withstand the sofas, they can withstand the archers, they can withstand the sofas to a certain degree as well. Right now I do like the idea of deploying out mana arms. The Khan does go down there, so he will not have access to any arrows anytime soon. Archers start. Most of the Donzo are cleaned up, so if he gets out with some horsemen to overrun this region, that could be pretty good. Most of the Donzos are now down. Got good number of crossbows here. Crossbows are only going to be used for sofas. They do not have The Malians cannot pull out any other heavy unit other than sofas. Battering along the flank could do some great damage there. Pass get some raid. Whatever what raid research he has, raid bounty has researched. Man-at-arms, of course, are not good in small numbers versus the large number of archers, but he does have a good escort here. A couple more and man-at-arms charging forward. Now the man-at-arms are connected with the archers there. Red's forces are cleaned on up. Does set light to one of those houses there. And remember, the house is going to be a great target for the Mongol. Let's see, he didn't actually get all that stone there, so he couldn't rebuild an ovo. He doesn't have the ovo here either. You rebuild the ovo over here. Rebuilding them will not fully consume. And he only has a whistling arrow research, does not improve raid. And got all the secret sites captured by Cyan. Cyan does have 3 relics claimed as well. Got a sofa trying to get some damage on in. We do have these sofas. We'll find some man-at-arms. Volley with spearmen along the flanks. Crossbows push away forward. We'll be able to get some good damage on these sofas. These man-arms are just charging forward. Here's something what the Mongol player can do right now. He can get out, he does have siege engineers, so he can get out some spearmen, go on the flanks, and build some battering rams with them. Or even man-at-arms, they can at least hit those villagers they try to torch down the battering rams. You can start hitting opponent's flanks with battering rams, and with raid bounties, if you get that research, can provide you a large amount of income. And seeing how easy those, how juicy those mining camps are, with all those cheap housing that has lower health and a large number of them, it can be great for the Mongol player to get that income. But the Mongol player is right now losing a large number of this trade. And he's getting more crossbows here, which is good. He does not. He could use the arrow research and maybe not really great effect, but there's just too many sofas to read. He needs more spearmen. There's a lot of forces here hitting the trade. He's starting to retarget the test trade. Maybe just trying to go with the silver tree for the time being. Be inferior, but something to get those traders to work with. Because right now he's just losing a large number of these traders here. Does have a decent number of barracks here. He needs more spearmen. He has 17 spear on the field. He has a much smaller military force, losing the majority of his force there. And now, right now, he's getting picked off one by one. His forces are in a bunch of small locations. So are the Malians. But right now, the Malians are simply just doing it better. His opponent is playing some archers there, which will be the spearmen. Mixing spearmen with the man-at-arms, which is always a good idea. Mangonels deploy right there, and this should be a great time for those Mangonels set up and volley down. Here comes the Mangonel shots. Gets a massive there, taking out half those archers. But still got these sofas here moving around uncontested. Some Donzo as well. You could lose the Ovo. And a large number of these villages or traders have gone down. Cyan actually has down a significant number of workers. Malian players killed off a significant amount of them, almost all of them probably. Down to 4. Sofas receive it a fire there. It's trying to follow him back here. And now you have these traders all going down. He's going to lose the rest of his traders. He currently only has this single one right there. Man-at-arms trying to charge him forward, but there's simply too many archers there, and this one will be poison death. The Mongol player does have a good number of siege units now on the field. Okay, these are traction trebuchets as well, so he has 2 Mangonels, 4 traction trebuchets. Has a good number of man-at-arms, has a handful of crossbows as well. But overall, some of these forces are not doing all too well. He's getting split up a bit too much. His opponent is everywhere, and he has trouble being everywhere. Spearman taking out these sofas, very nice. Traction trebuchets now firing. It's a great volley there onto that keep there. He does need to get the raid research, I believe. This will really help out. Get some more as he starts to be on the defensive. It will get him some good cash refund. It's the raid effect is more of a snowball effect. If it gets going, it can give you a lot of resources going. But now got to keep over here. Now trying to deny this ovo, and then you have to probably go up to this ovo up here for a decent amount of stone. These men are trying to charge him forward. They're going to receive a lot of poison damage. Ram hitting the stepper out. Luckily, he does have a stepper out, which will give him another gold deposit there. But right now, the Malian not only has more workers on the field, both of them have decent researches, but the Malian player also has a massive free resource generation in the form of these cows, in form of these mining pits. So right now, even though he's ahead by 31 villagers or workers, he is beyond that. He has probably almost twice the economy than his opponent at the moment. Right now, the Mongol has no economic benefits. He's not researched any additional improved upgrades, and that's the only economic benefit that the Mongols get in the long-term game. They have really no economic benefits other than free housing and that. The trade is nice, but nothing too significant. It's more of a style they're forced to go down since their councils do cost a little bit more, 150 more wood. Horsemen do go down there. You now have another keeping plot there, denying the trade permanently for the time being. He has a good number of spearmen here, but that's just too many archers for those spearmen to do anything. Trebuchet trying to find a shot there, which won't do much. Let's get a small splash hit there, I guess. He may want to use the arrow, or no, the speed arrow. He needs a speed arrow to get these guys engaged. These archers are just moving around too quickly. He needs horsemen, honestly, against this force. Sorry, he has a good number of Donzo, but horsemen will provide at least a decent counter and will be easier on the gold. Trebuchet now trying to hit that keep there. He has two traction trebuchets deployed on the field. Donzo are being cleaned up by the man-at-arms and crossbows. He does have to force a nearby tower here for the Yam network, getting some movement speed in this region. Does have Maganel here. Sofa's now charging forward. We'll find exposed wood line here. Trebuchet is now engaged in the keep. Very nice. He actually is going to put a large number of towers here, just primarily the garrison infantry away from these forces. He has 32 villagers here, and this will give him up to 30 garrison space. Those is a villager there trying to build a pasture. He has 3 traction trebuchets here. The Maganel's not set up. And now he's going to receive a lot of archer fire here. Sofa's starting to push way forward. He may want to go for the defense arrow to make it so these archers do a lot less damage with these man-at-arms. Maganel sending on up. Finds a massive hit there. Springbolt, however, advancing on forward. He needs to hit that Maganel first. Gets a hit there on the Maganel. Maganel finds another volley there, picking off one of those Got these forces pushing forward. Does use a speed arrow there to greatly improve the move speed there. Now Soap's trying to overrun the traction trajectory. Mangonel finds a miss there, and these forces are being cleaned on up. One traction trebuchet is still firing away. The keep's getting repaired on up. Does take the traction trebuchet there. Manon's falling back, and Science Army does get cleaned up mostly there. Malians keeps are still just 900, nothing too fancy. But Cyan, he needs horsemen. Villagers crank inside these towers here. A number of them upgrade spring golds. Able to get some good defensive damage here. Now, do you have the Fort of the Huntress being put on the field? Can't remember what exactly that one does. Must be a keep variant. Axel keep, infantry units near the landmark, enter self for 30 seconds. And Musvadi warriors and gunners get first strike, dealing more damage when breaking stealth with an attack. Cognate Palace not being put on the field, that will provide him some free units. That is going to be very effective, especially seeing he has a low population at the moment. And this will give him a lot of free units. It's one of the best landmarks in the game, in my opinion. I don't know why people go quite stupid. They really want all those towers upgrade of stone and never go for the economic upgrades. But this will give them some great value and resources. The first one is a group of elite Palace Guard, which will be very useful in this situation. Not only their higher armor, but their higher mobility against those archers. Get some good damage there. We do now have the elite Sofa research as well. Does have another mining camp here. Doesn't appear he's gone for another ovo. Oh no, this ovo's still there. I'll still say he needs to go for raid bounty. Once he starts pillaging down a lot of houses, it will give him a large amount of resources. This gold deposit's down to the minimum, so he's going to need either for another gold deposit. And that is his last gold deposit he can easily get to. His opponent's also quickly mining up this one as well. He's heavily trying to claim up the gold in the map. The Mongol players going to be starved on gold. Horses will still be very useful right now, and they don't cost gold. It's unlikely it's going to get trade reestablished anytime soon. So the Mongols going to be starved dry. Though the Cognate Palace will provide some good units, which are gold based as well. Let's use the mobility arrow there. Allowing his forces to move a bit more quicker. Does have the access to the network here as well. Apparently the Palace Guard can't get access to it. Oh, no, it can't get access to it. I just don't see the yellow glow onto them. Or maybe that's just the one I'm looking at, it's a bit bugged out. Over here, we do have these pastures starting to be torched down. He does not have a lot of wood, so losing these pastures is actually quite bad. He does currently have 16, which can support up around 40 villagers about. Magno finds a good volley there, gets a good hit. Magno finds, or Nesafis has a good hit there as well. Malians now going for a handful of cannon placements. Lose Science Force getting overran. He does have a larger field on the field. He even went for bombard. And looks like these archers will be pursued to the ends of the earth. Banner infantry forward. Let's see, where did the separate out go? Don't see it at the moment. This force is being pursued. The lack of... Oh, it does get out some hand cannoneers, very nice. The lack... Oh, Sign so has all 5 relics. Ooh. He needs to go... He does get the Tithe Barn as well, which will net him a massive stone reserve of stone income without the ovo. He could pull out... He could pull out ovo there just to get the research from the ovo. Raid bounties is very important in my opinion. That maybe raid bounties maybe his only source of gold mode. He does get a free nest of bees. Another con deployed on the field, going for elite spearmen. His gold-based research is going to be poor, so the longer the game goes on, the better Malians will do it for gold-based research as well. Hand cannon is going to be very useful, but they're receiving a lot of damage at the moment. Bombards are engaged, but they're receiving some fire there from the Mangonels. Bombard does go down. One spring ball does go down. Side does have a massive siege force getting an absurd amount of nest of bees. He does have the cannon placement here, which does have good range. So the nest of bees can't simply just outrange it. Nest of bees does have 8 tower range, while as opposed to Mangonels 9 tower range, which can outrange regular arrow fire. One of the nest of bees do go down to the cannon fire, which looks like it's continuing firing there. Sopha's advancing down south. Spearmen are warding him away. Going for this oval here. This oval has all the stone. I didn't see that one. He will maintain the stone income, that's for sure. But his gold is down to the minimum. Redeploying the stepford out there, which will help him collect up his wood. He could possibly redeploy a... he has been a stone sword up, so he could potentially go for the improved economic research as well. I mean, he can go for the first two, which will greatly help him out. Now got some culverins brought on field. That's going to be very effective for his opponent. He can't afford the improved springboard research anytime soon. Traction Trebuchet now trying to siege on the keep. Very nice. Does have a outpost here for the Yam network, so it has great movement speed there. It does get the improved movement speed there. Speed arrow, which will greatly allow him to overrun these archers pretty easily. So if it's starting to go down there as well, he's able to overrun these siege weapon things that movement here. They didn't have enough escort. And he does now have a Hui Hui Pow. The Hui Hui Pow is incredibly powerful. It is, while traction trebuchets are cheaper, trebuchets are less effective versus buildings, the Hui Hui Pow is very slow, but it hits hard. It will throw trucks at your opponent. It will hit like a truck and throws projectiles as large as trucks. However, there's a bunch of elite Sofa on the villagers there. I did not see that. Science now down half the villager count there. Hand Cannoneers engaging. Palace Guard and Spearmen trying to respond to it. But he will lose a significant number of these villagers. There does torch down all those towers there since he doesn't have any other way to save them there. Apparently the prayer tent maintains the relics inside. And he will torch down this prayer tent, no problem. The relics will pop out shortly. He needs those prayer tents there for the gold generation. And does drop the relics there. Of course, it's relatively safe. And he does have to... he may want to get a monk immediately being built, get another prayer tent nearby. And he could go for the improved mosaic shrines there, monasteristic shrines there to get an improved tithe barn, greatly improving the collection rate from those relics. Does get some great damage there. Does use the arrow there to greatly improve these crossbows. These crossbows are now attacking at a very good rate, able to rip apart these elite Sofas. Springball being overran. Mangonel starting to engage. The Mongol player still not in a great position here. Now getting a handful of elite Magadai from the Konik Palace. He does have pierce damage for them as well, not too significant. Honestly, the elite Magadai from it, not that great, and signed us back out of the game now. Yeah, he lost too much. This is Anna Gray saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.